Here we have a new 2023 Honda HR-V. This one comes in the LX trim level. Comes in the modern steel metallic paint on black cloth interior. And our powertrain consists of a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine mated to a continuously variable transmission. And that engine puts out 158 horsepower. Coming around the front end here, we do get our LED daytime running lights along with LED headlamps. And really nice futuristic look for the 23 HR-Vs. And then coming around the wheels here, really like these 17-inch aluminum wheels. Even on this base model, still look really good. Now over here we have our power door lock controls, power mirror controls, right side, left side, you can cut them off there. Rear window lock, we have one touch up and down automatic for the power window on the driver, and then we just have standard power windows for the other 3 doors. Bottle holder here, little storage pocket there. Traction control there, and then we have a 6-way manual driver's seat here. Now before we check out the rear legroom, let's just go ahead and take a look at this window sticker here. All of your standard equipment. And I do love that they put LED headlamps and taillights on the new HR-Vs. And there's your sticker price. And a huge shout out to Darrell Waltrip Honda for allowing me to review this vehicle. Door panel there. Love how they put a nice big bottle holder there. Let's check out this legroom. So really good legroom. I am 6'3", and the seat in front of me is adjusted for someone of my size, and it really helps that I'm able to have this seat up higher and still be comfortable. And my head, I still have about an inch or two of headroom there. So just really impressive, especially opposed to the last CR-V. Legroom was not this good, so good job there, Honda. Storage there. And then there's our middle seat there. Let's go ahead and make our way to the back. Fuel filler capless, nice touch. And then going around to the back end here, really love that back end with those really thin tail lights there being LED. Just really nice look. And then there's the trunk space there, which you get pretty good space. And then you have underneath here where you can put storage or your jacks or whatever. So it's nice to have that. And then I really like that you have small pockets here to put, well, you're not supposed to put stuff here, but you can if you want to. And then looking under the vehicle, there's the exhaust there. Now if you want to go ahead and have even more storage, all you have to do is pull up on this lever here. That'll fold flat, and then you get all that space. You can run longer objects to the front if you want to, and then really easy to just lock it back into place. And then here we have our front passenger seat, and that's going to be 4-way manual. Glove compartment here, owner's manuals. And like I've said in my other Honda reviews, specifically the CR-V Hybrid Sport and the Civic Sport, really like how your HVAC vents are kind of hidden, and that looks really nice. But really love the exterior styling of the HR-V, especially compared to the outgoing model. I feel like that was a little dated, and they just came hard with this HR-V for 2023. So very impressed so far. Now coming around to the engine bay, there's that 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, and it's really a really big space underneath here. Usually I'm used to seeing engines just packed in there or covers all over the place, but really like that I can see everything rather easily. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So vinyl wrap steering wheel here, easy to grip onto. Feels a little hard around the steering wheel, but. And then over here to Honda's standard radio. Really like this because it's just really simple to use. Everything is where it's supposed to be. If I need to connect a device, if I need to go through my media, or if I need to go to the radio, all of that's just at the touch of your fingers there. And then if you need to do whatever on the screen, you have those options as well. But I mean, everything's just a click of a button. And once you set your phone up, you start to see a little bit more, but you can just set your Bluetooth easily, hit menu, and then hit Bluetooth, connect new device, easy. And then all of your smartphone settings here, if you have CarPlay or Android Auto, display adjustments, you can do all of that. And it's just, everything's where it's supposed to be here. So really, really like how they did that. And we can go through our radio stations or track list, and then volume knob here. And then this is what you can use to go through the actual settings. So if I go in here, I can just turn the knob if I don't want to use a touchscreen. So just a really, really good job all the way around with this radio. It's simple, but nice, if that makes sense. There's our backup camera there. And of course we get Honda's rear view, where you can change the view there. Hazards here. We do get single zone automatic climate control, so we can set the auto there, adjust temperature, turn the auto off by adjusting the fan speed, and then we can decide where we want the airflow to go here, AC toggle, and then we can turn the defrosters on here. We get a USB-A input down there, 2 cup holders here, and then for the shifter, just hit the lever. You have reverse, neutral, drive, and then you get a sport mode as well as a low gear. And then you can go through your other 3 drive modes here, so normal, econ, and snow, excuse me. And then you also have a hill descent control there, or downhill brake assist. And then you have an electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, press down and disengage, automatic brake hold. And I love how we have a little storage underneath here with a USB-A input there. And then you have one for the passenger as well. So that was just a really smart thing to do. And it looks really futuristic as well. And then good size center console, cubby space. Ooh, we do get the LED dome lights like that. Now to the steering wheel, we have our home button, and we can scroll through whatever menu we're in. On that left side, the digital part of the gauge cluster. And then we have our voice recognition control here. Use the source to go through whether it's AM, FM, or if you have your Bluetooth, whatever set up. Volume controls here, track list, radio station presets there. And then you have your adaptive cruise there, your lane centering, gap adjust for the adaptive cruise, and you can adjust here, cancel. Blinkers, headlamps, auto mode, high beams, flash, and then one-time windshield wiper, intermittent, low, high. And then you have your rear wiper here. And then you can do your rear fluid by pulling up there, or pulling back here, and then front wiper fluid by doing that. And then push button start. And finally, here's our key fob. But next it's time to go ahead and take this HR-V LX out on the road for a quick test drive. So we're gonna start this test drive due to traffic getting on the interstate here. And just a little nervous. I got in the vehicle, it only had 6 miles of range left, according to the range meter here. And now it's at 0. I just put $5 worth of gas in it, so it's about a gallon and a half. And it still says the range is 0, but it's just a tad concerning for me. But on the other hand, the vehicle's not driving like it needs gas, so. So we have the lane centering on with the adaptive cruise. Really like Honda's system, and I've said this before. Pretty on point, just with being a highway driver aid. Very, very impressive. And a really nice ride coming down the interstate as well. And brake pedal feels really good, and surprisingly the vehicle was not difficult to get up to speed, even though it just has a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder. But I mean, it does plenty in the Civic, I just figured it would be a little, I guess, less peppy in this HRV, but that does not seem to be the case so far. And really, a weird thing I like to point out, I really like the chimes in here. So like if I go through the drive modes, I just like how everything is set up. It's just almost soothing. So I have the HRV in sport mode now. I'm gonna turn the lane departure off because it keeps scaring me. But decently adequate, I guess, in terms of acceleration. I like that it keeps you in those high revs as well. But a little hesitant to shift. And I will say, for the most part, the normal mode is probably what I would use this vehicle in pretty much all the time, because it's enough. When you put your foot down, it does go. And it's really the most efficient way to drive anyway. Now in the Econ mode, the reason I said the normal mode is more efficient in my opinion, with just how I tend to have a lead foot, but just coming out of a stop, I'm extremely limited. And of course the Econ mode is meant for, you know, highway driving, going up and down hills, things of that nature on the interstate. But using it in city driving, it just it holds you back, and then you're having to put your foot halfway down, and there's really no middle ground there. So it's not like you can get a nice feeling acceleration curve. It's just you either are getting limited or you've got your foot all the way down. But like I said, for interstate driving, it tends to shine a little bit better there, but normal mode's pretty much the way you want to be driving through the city. But comparatively to Toyota CHR, and then there's really, trying to think of other competition. Can't really think of anything else that I would compare this to at the moment, because everyone's kind of not knowing where they want to be in terms of SUVs and small hatchbacks, things of that nature. So after sitting at that red light for what seemed like forever, I started to think, I guess another competitor would be the Rogue Sport, and then you also have the Chevrolet Trailblazer, the Ford EcoSport. But this is still kind of a little bit smaller than the EcoSport in my opinion, but it might just be how it sits. But definitely the Trailblazer, and then you even have the Hyundai Kona as well. In that segment, it's pretty much evenly matched, because most of those either have a really small turbo engine or a 1.8 to 2 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. And it gives about the same power, same feel. So final thoughts on the HRV. If you like the Civic and you don't necessarily want the hatchback, or if you just want something that just seems a little different, not everybody has, and you're not necessarily worried about how fast it is, definitely take a look at this HRV, specifically in the LX trim level, because it is the most expensive one. You still get all of your standard features that you would expect or want in a vehicle, in my opinion. And gas mileage is decent, especially for something that you have a pretty big hatch in the back. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of the new 2023 Honda HRV in the LX trim level.